Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the TheSlumDogPodcast, and I'm your host, Slumdog Bobby. And it's been a while, It's been a good couple of weeks, maybe a couple months. I don't know. If I'm being honest, I took a huge hiatus. I took a Dave Chappelle-sized hiatus. Um, and I do have reasons for it. So many people come to me in the halls at school, 'cause I started it. I gotta stick with it. I never stick with anything in my life. I need to stick with this, and I won't always be able to make episodes frequently, but I can count on when I do record an episode, I'm putting in, all my effort, to try to be interesting, Even people who hate me, like people who want to see me dead, like the podcast. And I know what you're saying, Ricky, I mean, if they hate you, how can they listen to your podcast? And, I had that question first, but I think the reason they, like the podcast is the same reason I like, podcasts. I mean, I might not give two shits about the person who's recording the podcast. I just listen to them because honestly, like, when you're just hearing someone's voice just talk about random ass stuff, it just kind of calms you down, Like, it just kind of, you just start focusing on whatever they're talking about. And, it just kind of helps. Like, and I'm going to be honest with you, like, I totally get it. I mean, they might hate me, but, they like my podcast, and that's all I care about. Honestly, I could give a shit about if someone cares about me or not, as long as they like my podcast. But I bet you guys want to hear why. And I have a couple reasons. So first reason is when I started this podcast, I just was not at a good place, like mentally. And I'm not trying to get deep, and then I'm gonna get into that too. But like I was big on Chief and Ganja, around December, January, and it was just making me extremely paranoid. Like I completely thought the world was gonna end. Like I thought global warming was gonna get us. I thought fucking we're gonna get nuked by Russia. And to be honest, we still might. But it's like I just don't care anymore. And that's why that's why I quit that stuff. Is just because I'm just a lot. And I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it later on. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just kind of, at a good place in my head, and I'm just sticking with it for now. You know. Um, a second reason is because I've been through quite a bit in these past couple months, and that's not me trying to be like, oh, I feel bad for Ricky. Oh. No, that's just me being honest, and it's not that like there's two reasons for that too. It's like on one hand, um if I record a podcast when something like some of the stuff that's been going on um goes on, I'm going to feel pressured to talk about it, or I'm going to want to talk about it. And that's later on I'll look back and I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have talked about that. There's a lot of things I shouldn't have talked about on this, podcast. Like one guy came up to me and he was like, "Yeah, man, I was really liking the podcast until you called me a faggot on it." And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to call you a faggot on it." And if that person still listens to the podcast, I want to say I'm sorry. All right, you know who you are. Um, yeah, it's like I just kind of say, well, in the heat of the moment, I just kind of say stuff, and it works out. But it's like I'll look back on some of them, and I'll just be like, "Fuck, why did I say all that?" And the second reason for that is like I'm going through something, and this is not Ricky's diary. This is not fucking. Today I fucking wanted to throw the toaster in the bathtub. This is not fucking My Struggles, the book by Ricky. You know, So I just, I just, decided to kind of put it off. And the third reason is because honestly, like I kind of thought the quality of like the last two kind of went down. Not like in a major way, but I was like, you know what? I want to make this one better. I want to make the whole podcast better. So, I've set some rules for myself and uh I'm going to first of all, I'm going to have music recommendation and movie/show recommendations every podcast. This pressures me to watch more shows and listen to more music so I can recommend it to you, which is good because I listen to a lot of music anyways. And this also kind of gives me more structure, which is what I was kind of lacking. And there's nothing wrong with not having a completely scripted podcast, you know, but I figured I'd add a little bit of structure in there. And this isn't something that's incredibly, and I have done music recommendation and movie show recommendations before. It's just now it's going to be a normal thing starting with this one. Um, it just adds a little bit of structure, and I can just do it anytime in the podcast. I can just, you know, just be like, hey, I'm doing some music recommendations. Um, but anyways, I will get into a little bit of what's going on, in my life and, just in general. Uh, so first of all, I'll get into what's been going on in the news. First of all, Bill Cosby, he's getting caught left and right, raping and raping and raping. That sucks, but if I'm being completely honest, this case has been going on since I was like 10, like I'm 14 now. Uh, yeah. I mean, as someone who grew up watching the Cosby Kids and stuff, and I know someone as young as me doesn't seem like I'm the, you know, type to, have watched the Cosby Kids. No, I did. I grew up watching Cosby Kids. I grew up watching Fat Albert, and yeah, I grew up watching a lot of Bill Cosby stuff, and let me tell you something. That guy has always creeped me out. I think he's a creepy dude. I think most of the time you can tell when somebody's a little, you know? Like he just doesn't give me a good vibe, you know? The only person I've ever been surprised at is Kevin Spacey. I was completely caught off guard. He just does not seem the type to me. Which that does not deter from the fact of what he did, That doesn't I'm just saying I wouldn't have called it, I wouldn't have called it. Bill Cosby though, yeah, of course I would. Nobody likes Bill Cosby anymore. If you're actually still supporting Bill Cosby, like, I mean, listen, man, I don't think that when, you know, like when someone just has an allegation against someone, I don't think you should just go quick to believe either side. I think you should look at it, look at the whole picture first, But I mean, like 100 women or something. I don't know if it's as much as 100, but like it is definitely in the double digits. It's like, okay, why? Why would they all, just be finessing Bill Cosby like that? That's no, you know. So that's one of the things that's been going on. Spotify got rid of R. Kelly, XXX Tentacion, and Take's music. Which, if you're not an avid rap listener, I know R. Kelly is R&B, but if you're not an avid rap listener, you probably don't care about the X and Take one. And I've noticed this, and it's kind of freaking me out. Like I'm tired of like the this hold on us getting like tighter and tighter. Like we are getting so censored these fucking days. Nobody can fucking handle anything. Twitter just like deleted a million accounts for saying like, curse words and, racial things. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that racists are stupid, but like it's called freedom of speech, you know what I mean? Like you should be able to say whatever you want no matter what, and it just doesn't matter, like these racist people, what are they affecting, like they're saying white power, blah blah blah. They're not affecting anybody. The only people they're affecting is actual like already racist, in my opinion. And even, you know what? Whatever. Like, we should be able to say what we want. And fuck Twitter for that. I deleted Twitter. I don't even care about it anymore. Spotify taking down all this music. It's like, I mean, Christ. Like, and I don't know. Shit, I haven't really looked into it. I don't know if they took their music completely off, or if they just like took it off their playlists. I don't remember, if I'm being honest. I haven't actually listened to either of those artists in a while. But both of them have just allegations against them. And it's like, no matter what, I think we should be able to put music out there, or listen to music. Music does not influence people enough to like, oh, well, let me tell you something. It's not like X raps about beating women or something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, would kind of like agree with it a little bit if he was like, rapping about it like it was cool. No, he makes like genuine, heartfelt music. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But um, I don't know, man. It's just censorship. J. Cole album came out. Lame. Yeah, I thought J. Cole's album was lame. Uh, okay, listen, man. J. Cole's cool and all, and I love 2014 Forest Hill Drive. It's a good album, and I thought For Your Eyes Only was boring. Sorry, I thought For Your Eyes Only was a little boring, but overall, still good. I thought this one was good, but like, it's just like, he has such like, simple concepts. Like, I feel like 2014 Forest Hills Drive was probably the most profound album of his. Like, KOD is just kind of like, don't spend your money on materialistic things, 'cause money doesn't buy happiness. In capitalism, we chase gratification in money. It's like, yeah, I know. I've heard it. I've heard it a million times before. You're not really breaking the walls with that one. I mean, and I'm not like, it's a good album and all, but like, it's not on something like Kendrick or something. Like, Kendrick shits on fucking every J. Cole album. And that's just how it is, you know. So I told someone I'd talk about this, and I'm gonna take a break from talking about music for a second. Well, like, one of the things I kind of went through recently, I had a breakup, which was rough. That sucked. That fucking blowed. But, I finally started talking to my ex again, like 2 days ago. And it's whatever, like, fucking, I don't really care anymore. Like, it is what it is. That shit hurts at first, but it gets better. And I'm not I'm not worried about it. It's no worries. Um, but I actually told her I was going to talk about this, so I hit her up today, and I was talking about something completely unrelated, and I won't go into that. But around the end of the conversation, I asked her if she'd send me a picture of her dog every once in a while. Um, I would go over there, like almost every day when we were, booling out together. But, like, I would come there every day, and she has like 13 dogs. Like, geez, so many dogs, and they're all pretty cool and all. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. But I specifically liked one of her dogs. I felt this personal connection with it. I'd come over, I'd see him, he'd see me. It would just be like, he knows, and I know too. Like, what's up, dude? You know. It's this big old husky. His name's Kodiak, and I asked her if she'd send me a picture of him every once in a while, 'cause I miss him. I miss him a lot. I miss her, but I kind of miss him a little bit more. I'm sorry. And I know what you're saying, Ricky. That's petty as hell of you to ask a girl you were, I guess, had feelings for, to ask her to send you a picture of her dog every once in a while. That's a little weird. And let me tell you something. I know, and I'm a lot weirder, and I did get a lot weirder with it. Um, I was like, come on, just like, can you just send me a picture of him every once in a while? I miss him. I know he misses me. And she knows that too, It's like she knows. It's like, you ever have that dog that, like, as soon as it sees you, it's like, yo, what's up, dude? That's kind of how me and this dog were. So and the rest of her dogs are cool too. But like, and I asked for pictures of those every once in a while. But this is where I kind of got a little weird with it, but I don't really care. Um, Dude, like I asked for custody, like part custody of it. Um, I was like, can I just see him on holidays or something? And she was pretty cooperative. She was like, yeah, you can see him on holidays or whatever. And then it kind of went to weekends, so maybe I could work something out where I come over and I just kind of chill with him for a while and then I go back home. Um, it is what it is, I guess. Um, dude, I love dogs. I just love animals, dude, and I just kind of want to see that dog again. Is that weird of me? Is that like kind of like messed up of me? I don't think so. All right, I want to go see the dog. All right, I come over. We're bulling on the couch doing our thing. He'd always come up, and I'd pet him, and he'd be cool. Sometimes he would eat her couch. That'd be kind of cool. I'd watch him do that and pretend I didn't see it. I saw him eating the couch. All right. I saw him eating the couch. Um, yeah, I don't know. You just kind of eat the couch. It is what it is. Um, and she was cool with it, actually. I didn't really expect her to be cool with it. I hope she doesn't think I'm joking either. I swear to God, I want to see this dog again. Like, I miss her and everything, but that's in the past. I want to see this dog, you know? I want to see the dog. Um, I mean, I said it in kind of a joking manner. I'm not joking. I'm 100% serious. And if you're watching this, you know exactly who you are, and you know I'm gonna go see that dog eventually. It's not mine. I don't own it. I didn't pay for it. I don't do the vet bills and stuff. I want to see it though. I feel like that's not too much to ask. You know, but it is what it is. So, tell me if you think that's petty or not of me. I think it could be petty, but like same time, I don't know. It is what it is. But anyways, I figured I'd segment into my segment. I'd figure I would segue into my first music recommendation segment. There we go. I'll get better at that as time goes on. So music recommendations. So here's how, since this is the first episode I'm actually doing music recommendations, I figured I would kind of set the ground rules here. I'm gonna recommend like 4 to 5 albums, uh, like whole entire albums. And I listen to a lot of rap, which rap these days can mean anything. There's so many different genres of rap, and people who don't listen to rap don't really know that. So these will be like mostly rap albums, but rap could mean anything, these days. So it is what it is. But I also am going to include one album that's not rap, and it could be R&B, it could be some singing stuff, it could be some heavy metal, who knows? It could be some folk music, hippie music, or reggae music, coconut Hawaii music, I don't know. It could be anything. So you know, because not everybody who listens to the podcast is going to listen to rap, and I get that. And I don't listen to one type of genre. It's just I mainly listen to that because it's so lucrative. Rap as a genre is so lucrative these days. It doesn't mean just one thing, and that's kind of hard for people who don't really listen to it to understand. But I also know that, like, you don't like it, I'll give you one music recommendation, that's not rap, just in case. So anyways, I was listening to Bones, like Bones as in like, arm bone, leg bone, like that Bones. He has an album called Unrendered, and I really thought it was good. Like I've listened to a lot of his albums, and they're all great, Paid Programming 1, 2, you know, but I don't know, Unrendered has always kind of stuck out to me, and I was listening to it today. He makes such chill music. That's why I feel like it'd be a good first recommendation. Is it's so chill. It's just chill. and you can just kind of listen to it and kick back, get your, chava tea going on, Anyways, my next music recommendation is Dedication by Chief Keef. I've always been kind of a Chief Keef fan because he makes like really kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna word this without pissing people off. He kind of makes dumb music in a way, like it's kind of just dumb. You can just tune out to it, but it's also like good in a way. I feel I don't know how to explain that, but he has this album called Dedication. It was really good. He has a couple of features, one from Tato, one from a Boogie with a Hoodie, other people. I don't know. He had this one song. It was called Mailbox, and he's just like, no, I can't calm down. Bitch, I'm too turned up. Judge finna give me life. Just copped a couple murders. I was like, yeesh. God damn. God damn, boy. Um, yeah, so that's a good album. I recommend you check that out. Next album, and right after this is gonna be my album that's not rap. Channel Orange by Frank Ocean. It's his first like studio project album. He just makes really good singing music. He's got a beautiful voice, and I'm gonna keep it real with all my podcast listeners out there. I have cried. I have cried to a couple of his songs. All right. That doesn't make me less of a man. You listen to him, you gonna cry too. Alright, if you a real one, you gonna cry too. Alright, maybe, I mean, Channel Orange is, kind of a chill album. Blonde's a little bit more emotional, I feel, in a way. Or maybe I just got more emotion out of Blonde than I did Channel Orange. Now, my last music recommendation, and the reason I put this one last is because I'm gonna have to explain it. Um, it's Playboy Cardi's first studio album, self-titled. It's called Playboy Cardi. And I know what you're saying. Ricky, why you recommending Playboy Cardi's first album? He just came out with a new album. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's one of those meh. I really loved his first album, and then like his second album is like, it's like a 6 out of 10 for me. Like, and he's always made music. Like he's what defines mumble rap. Sorry, I don't know why I said rock. Um, he has that one song, Mongolia on it. That's one. Hide it in my sock, give it on a Glock. Yeah, she gave me top in my drop top. Like it's just like chill because you can just kind of tune out to it. The lyrics, a lot of the lyrics don't really mean anything. There's a couple like a little heartfelt songs on that album, but overall he just makes really good music to just kind of tune out and just chill, or you could focus on the lyrics and it's one of those lucrative type albums. And then Die Lit, which is his new album, it was like a 6.5. Um I don't know, that might just be me being biased, but like, because I liked his first album so much, but I don't know, I wasn't rocking with it as much. I don't know, I just wasn't rocking it as much. Um, it is what it is, I guess. Um, Speaking of music, Kanye has been tweeting a lot about an album with Kid Cudi. He did a song with Smoke Perp, which I was like, what? Okay, I guess. Um, Sorry, I just swallowed that. That probably sounded really gross on my mic. I'm sorry, if you guys heard that. Yeah, he's been tweeting a lot. He said like he said some pretty outlandish things, and I'm not gonna go into them because I don't feel like it. If I'm being honest, I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about Kanye in the damn news all the time. All right, can we get something new? Can we, can we get something else, please? Um, but let me tell you something. I think Kanye is a good dude. I think he has a good heart. I think he just says dumb ass shit sometimes. And sorry, but I still defend Kanye. I think he's just a chill dude, but I think he just goes off the rails, and I think he says stuff wrong. Like, I think he means something behind what he's saying. He just doesn't always know how to say it, and that leads him looking like a complete dumbass sometimes. But that's what I wanted to say on the Kanye tweets. It is what it is. Get over it. already, you know? People make mistakes, you know? You've probably tweeted something stupid. I mean, honestly, if you have Twitter, or if you've had Twitter in the past, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had a Twitter, before I deleted my newish one, I had an old one. Tweeted the dumbest shit ever. Like, I went back and looked at some of them. None of those opinions I still stand by. They're all shit. All shit. Fuck that. Fuck all those. You know? Fuck all those tweets. They were all stupid. I had a really stupid political opinion. I had a really stupid music opinion, you know, and I still kind of do. But I feel like I'm a little more educated. I still have a stupid opinion, I guess, but I'm a little bit more educated on it. Back then, I just fucking spewed it out. Like, every thought that came to my head was on Twitter. I had like 3,000 tweets or something. It was like, Jesus Christ, what are you talking about, Ricky? And when you just tweet, you're just gonna have a bunch of stupid stuff come out. And I did, and I deleted every single tweet off that Twitter. I don't know. But anyways, it's been a pretty good podcast, so I figured I'd end it off with some good old movie and show recommendations. First of all, I'd recommend Gravity Falls. It's if you're into like animation, you know, it sounds stupid. I need someone to hit me up to watch Gravity Falls, especially if you're a female. You know, I just kind of prefer it, you know, but I just need someone to watch Gravity Falls with me. That show's so lit, though. Like, you know if you watched it, you know. So just watch Gravity Falls. Um, I finally finished Better Call Saul season 3. Um, if you guys haven't listened to if you guys haven't watched Breaking Bad, I don't think you'd really care about Better Call Saul. Um, it's a good show though. It's about a lawyer who just kind of does, you know, finessing lawyer things, and he gets into a lot of legal trouble and stuff. And overall, just trouble. His life sucks, and it's a little relatable sometimes, and I recommend it. Um, Goosebumps. It's still on Netflix. I swear I thought they took it off at first, and I was gonna be livid. And let me tell you why Goosebumps. All right, anybody who knows me, all right, my pal Russell, my pal Eli, anybody knows I care about someone if I watch Goosebumps with them. Okay, because Goosebumps means I care enough about you to listen to what you're talking about. But Goosebumps give me a stupid plot that I can just also half pay attention to. You know, and I'm just going to use this as an example. If that person even listened to this far, you know, uh, sorry, I know I'm going, but I watched Goosebumps, with my ex a bunch of times, like 2, 3 times, and it was always lit, you know, because I can pay attention to what you're talking about. And then I can also watch Goosebumps, you know, which is, the plots are like halfway stupid, like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first started watching them, I watched them with my pal Russell, and eventually it got to be, you know, my pal Russell and my pal Eli. I watched them stoned because we would all just sit there and just, and you know, we could still, you know, gather what's going on, and that's why I like Goosebumps, and that's why I especially, and this might sound a little weird, I guess that's why I would especially want to watch it with a female these days. You know, it's like I can just kind of not zone out, but I can just pay half attention to both, you know, and that's good. That's why I like Goosebumps, you know. And plus Goosebumps, if you didn't grow up watching Goosebumps, like, can you just like who are you? You know, like, I'm sorry. If you have never had one nightmare about a Goosebumps episode when you were like 6, 7 years old, like, get away from me. Like, nah, it's not that serious, but I mean seriously, like, what are you doing? Like, come on. But anyways, I'm getting to about the 30-minute mark, and I try to make these about 30 minutes. So, I wanted to plug my music, I guess. I've been making stupid, retarded songs for my friends to listen to, and they all think they're funny, and they're just supposed to be funny. They're not even like that high quality or anything. They're just stupid. I guess I'll recommend that. I go by Lil Thick now on Insta and stuff. Follow my Insta, it's Braids and Flannel. Follow my editor. It's Young Shoelace underscore OO underscore. He'll put it in all the description. Okay. I would say follow the podcast Instagram, but I'm getting a new phone next week, so I don't have all the passwords to my account, so I'm gonna have to fucking find them again. So I'd say follow that one. You can go ahead, but like it's gonna take me a while to get all these passwords together. So there's that. But anyways, this has been the Slumdog Podcast. I'm your host, Slumdog Bobby. I'm out, bitch.